we'll talk about Jey Uso and Gunther. Last week, we didn't get to talk about the now incredible, infamous, historic, legendary, near unaliving by Gunther with Jimmy Uso.
Yeah, that was fucking barbaric. That
Cinema,
was it was unbelievable. Oh my God, it was incredible. That was the Gunther we need to be seeing on a weekly basis.
That's what we've been asking for. That's what we've been demanding since he became world champion. I mean, we wanted, because he was that guy as Intercontinental Champion, obviously just not on that level. We didn't see him, getting covered in blood and whatever, but he was like this dominating force that no one wanted to mess with. And they've kind of abandoned that since he became the world champion. So I loved that. I think that Gunther needed it. If you want my controversial opinion, I think that they had to do it for Jey because there was no real reason for people to buy into Jey beating Gunther, other than we just want to see him be the champion, or like the celebration is going to be fun. They needed some sort of element to get fans to buy into it, like emotionally, but I still don't think it's really enough. Yeah, I'm not going to give too much credit because it's like, now we're saying, oh, he's going to do it for Jimmy. Like, what are we doing? But anyway, so that was really exciting. Exciting.
There.
And this week, Gunther was going to come out and talk his shit, but Jey was like, nah, I'm coming out. And he came out very serious. No yeet shirt, but he had the yeet glasses. Did not yeet with the crowd, which the crowd was very disappointed about.
He threw the hand.
I know. We're going to get there. I'm saying when he was coming out.
That. Oh, coming out. Okay.
And then he had a much more serious tone, which is what Jimmy told him he needed if he wants to beat Gunther. So this is that first time that we saw, I don't know, the right hand man era of Jey from the bloodline. Like, this was that guy.
This was that guy.
Yeah. And I think this was a solid segment. If I'm being honest, I thought it was corny. But you know me, I don't love the family thing, and
yeah, I love it. I eat it up.
Let's not forget how I felt about Chad Gable's daughter crying. Okay.
Yeah, you pretty much. Yeah, that was wild. That you were just
fuck the kids. That's what I said. Fuck them kids.
Went straight Kyrie Irving on their ass.
Yeah. So that's the direction that they're taking with Jey, and I think that it felt like that was kind of like the natural progression that they had to go in, because otherwise, again, like, what are you cheering for? Other than like, I want to see Jey beat Gunther. There was nothing for you to really buy in other than like, oh, he's never beaten him before and I want him to beat him this time. Now it's like, whoa, well, he hurt his brother and his brother's in the hospital and he upset his mom and now he's doing it for his family and blah, blah, blah. Like, now you have that as like a little bit of an edge to be rooting for Jey.
I always like when the wrestler drops their government name during a promo for serious reasons. Not all the time, obviously, but
Joshua.
Yeah, when he did that, you knew we are seeing a new Jey Uso. It felt so different than what we've seen with the Yeet stuff and going with the crowd, all that. This felt like he is ready to become a world champion. Like the just the way he delivered the promo, was not goofy at all, was not trying to, go with the crowd. Like, he was talking to Gunther one-on-one. And that's what this feud really lacked, in my opinion, was that, interaction where Jey was taking it more than serious. Like, this is going to be the fight of his life. And we saw that. We saw him showing that to Gunther on Monday. It was like a really nice, like, okay, this now I'm more interested. And I like how he's going with the right hand man shit. I
Yeah.
like that because that's when Jey legitimized himself as a single star. So go back to it because that's what got you on that platform. The Yeet's great and it gets you over and all that stuff, but when it comes down to it, you need to have that edge, and the edge is within the right hand man persona.
Do you think that what do you think he's going to do for Mania though? Like I assume he's going to come out to his normal thing. Probably won't come out through the audience. I assume that's
I think
not
he'd come out. He's not going to come out through the crowd specifically,
I think he can't.
but we're going to have a special entrance where he's going to come out like it's more of a boxing match. Serious. He may just like to himself do that, but he's not going to be interactive with the crowd at all. That's what I would like at least.
I think he's going to be I think it's going to be typical Jey Uso. And then we're going to have to be like, "Oh, he's turning it off when the match happens." You know what I
Like the
mean?
bell rings and that's when he turns into the
He is
right-hand man.
Festus.
He is Festus.
Yeah. Jey Uso will be Festus.
Jey Uso will turn into Festus as soon as that bell rings.
The second that bell rings, he goes from to being like, "I'm going to kill you."
A brutal murder. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I still think that Gunther should not lose. But that is an argument we can talk about next week when we are doing our predictions, because my oh my, do I have feelings about this. And you guys are going to really miss out, okay? Because if he wins, and I'm assuming that Jey wins, you will not be able to see how miserable I look. And you will not be able to see how miserable I am when everyone around me at Raw is yeeting and I want to die.
I might have to record that for video.
I'm just gonna be like, oh God, so terrible. Yeah. Final Boss says this was Bloodline Jey with a serious promo. Kevin thinks it's too little too late. I agree. I think it's a little bit close. However, that's what they're going with. DS is not into it at all, and he does not believe that Jey is going to be different. I get it, DS. I think we feel the same about this. Unfortunately, I think we gotta prepare for what is coming, and what is coming is Jey Uso winning. If Jey Uso does not win, I might cry. Like and not cry because like
no, you're
I'm
gonna
upset.
just that's all you got it. That's all you have. Like it's a shock.
I've had I've convinced myself since he won the Rumble that he was winning the title. So if he doesn't, I would be like, wow. Dylan says you got to record it. Unfortunately, you know what, Dylan?
You know what, Dylan? For you,
he just wants to see me, in my misery.